Hey there everyone, welcome back. Today I have another Dollar Tree Halloween DIY for you. This time I'm making a spooky Halloween tree that even talks. If you're new here and you like home decor and DIYs on a budget, stick around by hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you never miss out on a new video. All right, let's get started. For the base of my tree, I decided to use this 8-inch quick tube from Home Depot that was around $10. I decided to use this because I thought it was a lot easier than doing anything else at the moment, and it didn't affect the cost too much in this DIY. But if you wanted this to cost a lot less, you could use old cardboard boxes and some duct tape to make yourself a cylinder, or you could do what I did for my nutcracker last year around Christmas time and build a cylinder that way, and I'll link that video if you want to check that out. All those materials were from Dollar Tree. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take around 11 pool noodles from Dollar Tree and I'm just going to cut those in half. Now your pool noodles can be any color. They don't have to be a certain color. Black would definitely be best, but I'm going to be spray painting these in the end, so like I said, they don't have to be any particular color. After I got all my pool noodles cut in half, I'm going to go ahead and hot glue them to my tube. Now you can see here the pool noodle is not the same length as the tube. The pool noodles are a little bit shorter, but that's okay because I'm going to be covering up the space at the bottom the pool noodles don't cover up, so you'll see that later on. Then I am just going to go ahead and start hot gluing the pool noodles I started the first one with the cut side down, and then you can see here I'm contemplating if I should continue that way, and I decided actually to hot glue them with the cut side facing up. So that way you could see the groove of the inside of the pool noodle, and then the cut part looked more spooky and gave it more of a bark effect to me. So I think it looks more like a tree with the pool noodles glued with the cut side facing upwards. I did try again with the cut side facing down with another pool noodle and I still didn't like it. I liked it facing the cut side facing upwards. So I continued that way and I went almost all the way around the tube, but I left a space because I'm going to be adding my spooky face that I got from Dollar Tree. It's one of the spooky pumpkin ghouls, and it speaks. Now these sound activated ghouls are from Dollar Tree in the $5 section. They are $5 and they are sound activated. So I'm just going to remove the hat and the cape and the hanger, and all I'm going to do is leave that little bag in the back there, which is the sound activation, and the speaker box is in that. Now I'm going to take the head and I'm just going to use a Sharpie and I'm going to trace around the head so that way I can cut out a little piece of the tube so the head can sit inside the tube just a little bit. Now I did trace it a little bit smaller than what I should have, so I'm cutting it out here with just an X-Acto knife, so just be careful when you cut it out because it is pretty thick cardboard. So once I got it cut out, I thought it fit and I went ahead and hot glued it down, but off camera I realized and I took it off. I took the head off and then I cut a bigger hole and hot glued it back into place. So you can see here where it kind of sits a little bit more inset into the tube. And now all I'm doing is just hot gluing the pool noodles around the head and just filling any gaps with any extra pool noodles, and just finishing off filling it all up around that head so that it all looks even. So for the last pool noodle, it was already cut in half, so I cut it in half again to make it fit in between the other pool noodles. And then I did hot glue some of the pool noodles together to each other. Like I said, you have to really hold them down to keep them hot glued together, just to fill in some of those gaps. Now for the bottom part of the tube that's still showing, I wanted some roots coming out of my tree trunk, so I didn't really think this part through, and if I would have thought it through a little bit better, I would have actually put my pool noodles up higher on the tube so that way my pool noodles for my roots would have came down a little bit more and had more of the tube to adhere to, because you can see here it wasn't really working out. So that first part of the video that you saw there, I ripped all of that off. I kept some of the pool noodles there because they wouldn't come off, but then I just kind of had to come back and rethink. So I took my pool noodles, the half ones, and I decided that I was going to have to come up farther on to the tube on top of my pool noodles. So I was going to have to glue the pool noodles on top of the other pool noodles. So that's why I said I should have moved the pool noodles up a little bit farther on the tube and left more of the tube exposed. But it still worked out. But like I said, I just had to hold those pool noodles down a lot longer to make them stay in place. And then it also kind of deteriorates the pool noodles with the hot glue. But again, it all worked out in the end. So you can see here, all I'm doing is hot gluing the pool noodles down, and I'm gluing them just however they fit along the seams with the other pool noodles that are already there. And I'm sorry I'm saying pool noodles so much, but that is part of this project. So anyways, I'm just layering these on, and I'm layering them around the tree, and some of them are just kind of draping off of the tree. And then when I sit my tree up, the part that's draping off of the tree is going to be folded onto the ground, so it looks like the tree roots. And I'm just cutting the pool noodles too, so that way they are not too long and they get more of a jagged feel to them. So I am just layering them all around until I get the effect that I want. And I'm kind of filling in the gaps as I'm going as well with some other pool noodles, so that way it looks more kind of realistic. So this is what the tree looks like with the roots all finished. You can see that the pool noodles that are coming off of the tube, they just bend outward and they look like the root system. So I just left this standing overnight, and then when I pick it up and move it, the pool noodles just stay bent outward like this now. So now I kind of just need to give it more of a tree effect and finish it off. So now, to help take that pool noodle shape away from the roots, I am going to use my heat gun, and I'm just going to go around and kind of melt some of the pool noodles. Now this kind of terrified me a little bit because it gets really hot, and if you do too much, you'll melt the whole pool noodle away. So I kind of took my time and did it in sections, and then came back and did some more. But as you can see here in this video, you can see that they're curling up and they're getting like more shriveled, and they're looking more like roots. I did go ahead and add this wooden circle to the top of my tree to just set on top there to cover up the hole. This was from the plus section at Dollar Tree for $3. It did kind of muffle the sound, so I think maybe a mesh topper would have been a lot better, but this works in a pinch, and you can still hear the voice. So the next thing I had to do was spray paint this. So I just used a combination of black and brown spray paint and spray painted the whole thing with those two colors. The black I just used more of as a highlight, and then I painted the face with some stain and I spritzed it with some black spray paint, and that was it. I think the tree turned out pretty cool. I added some creepy cloth just around just to make it a little more spooky. I do think I should have added the arms and hands that came with the ghoul and made him kind of like reaching out and grabbing, but otherwise I think he turned out pretty great. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you all so much for watching today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.